Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. This is Crane Eaters Creatures. I know I just fed Elsie yesterday, but she's also been in hiding for 2 weeks, and then she was exploring like less than an hour after she got done eating for more food, and then she was doing the same thing today, so I know she's hungry. So I'm going to feed her, but I've also decided to give her a little bit of an upgrade on the size because I know she can handle it. This is what she was eating before I got her, and and this is something that's totally within her size range to handle. So, hey, baby girl, I got something for you. See, I knew you were hungry. Yeah, get him. You got that one from the side, probably because he's bigger. Ah, you're not gonna let that one fight. She's like, nah, you're mine. Taking you back to my hole. There's no escape for you. Now, this is the biggest prey I have given her. I'm gonna close this so she feels a little more secure. This is the biggest prey I've given her, but this is what the breeder, the guy who bred her parents and brought her into this world, technically. Her breeder said this is what he was feeding her was frozen thawed fives. So I figured if she's eaten it before, she can eat it now. And eating one mouse that is higher in weight versus two mice actually, despite what some people might think, has a higher nutrition rate, especially when it's like an 8 gram versus two fours, or a six versus two threes. You know what I mean? You think, oh, it's got the same. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. The bigger the mouse gets, the more nutrition they can pack inside that body. Substantially. Like it goes up crazy. I don't even know. I know I'm not a nutrition expert, but anyway. So now she's probably gonna chew this one for a while because she's giving her the old chew because this one's a fighter. But it's still not big enough to cause her any damage because, like I said, it's only a 5 gram, so it's a fuzzy, and it doesn't possess the ability to fight back yet because it still can't even freaking see. Um, it may, like on a random chance, possibly get a small, tiny nibble somewhere if it like very luckily gets the side of her mouth on her initial strike. Well, it still has all of its strength, maybe, but that's like highly rare, and very, very, very unlikely because it doesn't possess the ability to fight back yet. It's not big enough. It's not old enough. So it's still perfectly fine to feed her 5 grams all day long. It completely safe. Sorry for my ramble. I apologize. Trying not to get this too close because I don't want to scare her, but I'm also trying to give you all a good shot. I think it's fascinating to watch her eat. You know what I mean? And again, sorry if the sound. I'm going to apologize for this video too. Sorry if the sound's going to be a little messed up here in a minute because there might be some background noise. My kids have some friends over, so if that happens, just know, teenagers. You know what I mean? So, no, she's almost to its head, and I honestly think that she's got enough of its venom in it now to the point where it's like it's damn near done. Because it's barely moving now. It doesn't have any fight left in it, so her chewing on it like that is how she gets her venom in there. For those of you who are unaware of how a Western hognose uses their venom, um, and the difference between venomous and poisonous, let me go ahead and explain that right now too, because a lot of people are confused on that process. Uh, Poisonous, if you eat it, it makes you sick. Venomous, if it tries to eat you, it makes you sick. If that makes any sense. Okay, so she's a rear-fanged snake, and which means her fangs are way back, like almost, well, they kind of almost below her eyes, or even behind that. Um, Compared to most snakes, it's they're in the front. So she doesn't have uh, hypodermic needle teeth. You know what I mean? Like let's say a cobra would. What she has is saliva that drips down her back tooth that contains venom in it. So I think that a hognose venom is probably more closely related to a, like, would say a monitor, or not a monitor. I mean a Komodo dragon venom is what I would think. You know what I mean? Because it's in the saliva. But she can't venomate you unless she chews on you for a hot minute. So I mean, you really don't have anything to worry about as a human anyway. As a mouse, you're kind of screwed. I just think it's fascinating to watch her eat. She has such a fascinating behavior. Sometimes she eats it from the back. Sometimes she'll chew on it for a while and get it from the front. You know what I mean? So she's almost to the head. Sorry about the noise, y'all. Oh man, look at all her saliva that's on the mouse. That's crazy. That's crazy. You can't really see it unless she like gets it in the light. Yeah, right there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but she's got her saliva all over it from chewing on it. So you know that that mouse is dead. You got to get to its head, baby girl. You can't just pull it into your cave. There's a stick right there blocking you. Keep working it. You're almost there. So there's a piece of mopani, which is African driftwood, right, literally right there, right behind the mouse's head, where she keeps trying to pull it backwards. So she keeps hitting the tip of the mouse's head, like its nose, and just in front of its eyes, like on the mopani. So it keeps like stopping her. So, yeah, you can definitely see all her saliva on it now. I don't know. Maybe it's hard to see on the camera, but in person, it is like crazy easy to see. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you can see it now. Look at all that saliva. Hopefully, we get an angle of her shot of her tooth. Oh, almost. So close. Man, at this point, with all that chewing, imagine how much venom is inside and on top of that mouse right now. All right, now hognose have the distinct ability to be both venomous and poisonous. Most things do not. But in the wild, not so much in domestication because people don't typically feed them toads, but in the wild, they eat a lot of amphibians, a lot of toads, some frogs, but mainly toads. And then they occasionally will get to snack on a mouse or a fallen quail that's fallen out of the nest or something random like that, a lizard if they happen to come across it. But normally, it's just toads and toads and toads and toads, frogs and toads, frogs, frogs, toads, 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 frog, toad. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty much their diet. So in doing so, they end up getting a lot of poison that is inside the toads, inside of them, and it doesn't affect them. They have this I don't know, this enzyme inside them or something, I guess, or a protein maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not really a scientist, but they have something inside of them that breaks down the toad toxin that allows them to eat however many toads they want to eat and it never affect them. But what it does, it gives them the added benefit of containing the poison inside of their flesh. So if somebody were to try to say eat them, all they usually do is roll over, which is why they have this defense mechanism where they roll over and flash around and shit themselves and stick their tongue out and act like they're dead. No matter how many times you right their body, they'll flip it right back over and act like they're dead. What they're doing is they're showing their underbelly, which typically has colors that resemble that of a toad. Occasionally, you'll see a black one, but in the wild, that's not normal. It's not a normal color tone. Normal color tone on a wild type hognose is very toad-esque underbelly in color. Oh, there she goes. She's figured out a way to get it back in there. Which means she's got to its head. Not really sure where she's trying to take it. Why don't you just eat it instead of trying to take it somewhere? Anyway, so what I was saying is they have that distinct ability in the wild to be both poisonous and venomous. Let's see if we can get a better angle. She's taking him in such a way in there where she cannot be seen. I'll eat in private, thank you. I just want to make sure she can handle it. The breeder said he was feeding her frozen thawed fuzzies, which is what this is. This is a fuzzy. See, now you're gonna get a bunch of leaves on it and shit while you try to eat it, you dingleberry. Just left it where it was. Hope you like a little fiber in your diet. You see where her mouth is. She's not having any trouble getting it down, which is good. She's almost got the whole thing in, actually. I don't think y'all can see where her mouth is that well from here, but I can. She's she's already halfway. Once you get to that halfway point, the rest of it just kind of starts to go in pretty quick. Now, I could tell yesterday from the way she was cruising around, like within an hour after eating, that she was still hungry. And then today, she's doing that same exact type behavior right out the gate instead of waiting and being hidden for a good majority of the day. No, she wasn't playing. She was just right out. You know what I mean? So I knew she was still hungry, and I wanted to try to give her a five instead of two threes. The five doesn't work. I'll drop down and give her two fours instead of two threes. Yes, I know that's 8 grams versus 5 grams, but she can take it. She's growing. She's gonna be a big girl. She'll be all right. I'm not sure if she's gonna come out. I want to see her a little bit, like poke her face right there on the edge. You know what I mean? That'd be great. I think she is. Oh, she's still eating them. Okay, crazy. Yeah, I can see her face. She's almost got him. It's her first big meal, at least in my house anyway. And she seems to be able to handle it. Like, not a problem. Is it a little bit more of a struggle than some threes? Sure, of course it is. Significantly more weight there though, and more size. But she's able to handle it. Man, I'm glad she came out to where we could see her face again. I was getting kind of bummed out that we weren't gonna be able to see this. Oh, that's hilarious. The tail hanging out the corner and she's slicking her tongue. Sorry, the lighting isn't the best, but she's trying to be hidden, so I just feel satisfied that we get to see it at all. And I love that little smack their mouth things they do when they're done realigning their jaw a little bit. What I really love is when they periscope. Now, if you don't have a hog nose, then you probably have never seen it. If you have a hog nose, then you may or may not have seen it. It's not a guarantee, but some of them, not all of them, some of them will do a periscope where they will stick like their whole head and then like a decent chunk of their body after that, probably like 2 to 3 inches, depending on the size of the snake, maybe more. She's not very big, and she sticks like 2 3 inches plus her head vertical, straight up like a periscope after she gets done eating. Like not right away, but like an hour or so after she gets done eating. And I think it's honestly to stretch her muscles back out, not to realign her jaw. But that was probably hard to swallow some things. You know what I mean? So, or maybe she's trying to stretch a little bit to help the food go down. Yeah, wipe your face off, clean it up. She's so cute. All right, y'all. Well, this was Elsie eating a 5 gram fuzzy. So I'm officially going to start feeding her some fives because she can eat it, obviously. So I'm gonna start feeding her fives every time she looks hungry. Go down to the reptile lady over at Atco Reptile and get my fuzzies down there from her because I like feeding lives. I don't do the frozen thawed shit. Sorry, it's just not my bag. I know everybody's got their opinions, but she does perfectly fine on lives. Perfectly fine. Anyway, this here is Elsie, my Western Hognose. I'm Logan. This channel is Crane Eaters Creatures. And thanks for tuning in, watching Elsie eat her first 5 gram over here at the Creature House. Um, I hope that y'all enjoyed, and I know it's a long video, so I apologize for that. But I hope you have a wonderful day.